Gaffer, we're back in action tomorrow night after Millwall on Saturday. Quick reflection on Millwall on your behalf.
Yeah, I've watched the game back. I think the players give their all. I think as a club, we can be very proud of what we achieved in the FA Cup run. We need to park that now. We know what the focus is this year. We spoke at length as a group, as a member of staffs. I feel that we know what the agenda is, and that needs to start with hitting the ground running against Dover tomorrow evening.
Obviously, it's a big week coming up. Playoffs are within touching distance now, and we've also got the FA Trophy coming up as well.
Yeah, listen, we know that we can go to fourth if we win on Tuesday evening against Dover. That's the carrot for the lads. It'll be nice to get nestled in there prior to the FA Trophy weekend against Torquay. We've had the mentality of winning next game, and that's the focus. So, yeah, Torquay's coming to town on Saturday afternoon, but unfortunately Tuesday evening is the focus, and we need to ensure that we're right on it. Dover come out of an isolation period. They've been a little bit unfortunate with only 2 games. I think it's about a 6, 7, 8 week period. And they got good personnel in their ranks. They got real good personnel in their ranks. The likes of Rooney, De Havilland, Lad Ranson on loan from Millwall, Hanson in the midfield on loan from Hull, Rigg, Aziz, Rose, Parsley, Wood. So, yeah, they got good personnel in their ranks. Their last 3 results, they've lost their last 5, don't get me wrong, but their last 3 results after getting done 5-1 against Woking have been tight affairs. A game against Kings Lynn when they lost 2-0, lost 1-0 to Woking, lost 1-0 to Dagenham. And we need to ensure that we're right on it. And like I said, we got a park Saturday for all the effort, all the emotion that was involved in it. The build-up to Millwall was amazing. But for me, the focus now turns swiftly to Tuesday evening against Dover. And we need to ensure that we're sitting in the top 5 come Saturday.
So we travel to Kent to take on Dover, who, as you quite rightly say, although they're bottom, have a very capable squad and have been unlucky not to play as many games as the rest of the league. Yeah,
listen, do I feel that we're not going to have it against us again, an isolation period where we're going to be missing games, excuse me, like we did against Barnet and Wealdstone? It's rife at the minute. You're seeing the stats that are going on across the country, and it's going to affect people, and it's affecting the Premier League, let alone the National League. So I feel for them, their organisational side in terms of their isolation periods on 2 occasions now. They've had games that have been called off due to other teams isolating, and I can imagine that's going to be continuous throughout this season. And they've played 10 games as to date, and they're going to have a busy schedule. So they need to get results on the board. Hess, love Hess, get on really well with Hess. I think he's a fantastic manager. He's had one hand tied behind his back for this season with regards to budgets and restraints and all them bits. And he's got a tough task ahead of him, but we take them lightly. We need to ensure that we are right on our job. We've won our last 4 league fixtures, and we need to ensure that that's the case coming into the game on Tuesday evening. If we do what we need to do, we get our game plan right, then I honestly believe we can cause Dover problems.
We're in a similar situation to Dover in the sense that both clubs are going to have an action-packed January due to missing games because of the coronavirus. We've got a lot of games in hand. Say 4th is achievable Tuesday evening. You and your staff are going to be very busy this month.
Yeah, listen, as is everyone. I've got to be honest. You're looking at Hartlepool and Torquay are probably leading the way with regards to 17 fixtures, as is probably Altrincham. But they're going to have an issue with regards to teams pulling out isolation periods, or they go into an isolation period. I'm normally so angry and aggressive when it comes to uncertainty, but I've gone a little bit the other way. That in terms of this season, it's different, so different in terms of how it's set out. The compactness from the offset in terms of starting October the 3rd. Can I see the season finishing? I hope so. I really hope so. But when you look at the likes of Dover that have only played 10 games, and like I said, would I be surprised if other teams were to go into isolation periods to affect them in the coming weeks? No. So we have a jam-packed January, as does probably 3/4 of the division. We've got a great squad, a really competitive squad. We're hoping to bring in another 2 or 3 to bolster what we've already got in the building. And if we run with that squad in this period, we believe that we can get the points on the board that we warrant. And like I said, I haven't even addressed the month with the boys. They know their schedule. They know what it looks like in terms of training and the games that are being played. I said to them that change, subject to change, dependent on what it looks like with regards to travel. We go to Stockport in that month. We got Saturday, Tuesday throughout the whole of January. So we got a box clever that we don't burn the lads out. And for me, we'll be bright enough to ensure that that's the case. And like I said, if we bring the bodies in that we're looking at, then that will only bolster what we already have in the building.
You mentioned bringing in another 2 or 3 new signings there. We've already welcomed Junior Marias through the door. And when you talk about the burnout as well, we're yet to welcome back Captain Mark Ricketts, who when he does return will also feel like a new signing.
7th of November, I spoke to the chairman about this on yesterday on a FaceTime audio call with him. And we've not had him for some weeks. That's our skipper, that's our leader. And to not have him, to get him back in the building would be a massive signing. He's had a slight issue, had a scan on his knee. He's an MCL grade 2. He's having slight issues with his curving and his loading on one side. So we're hopeful we'll have him potentially for the weekend. Tuesday evening's too early. So we're hopeful we might have him for the Torquay game. But he'll be a welcome return. And like I said, he's a leader in his own right. The boys respect him. And what he's achieved at this football club in his short period of time has been immense. And I love him as an individual. To welcome him back would be amazing. Like you say, a new signing. We've got return dates for him, Champ and Zane, with their little niggles. And once we do get them free back, they're contributors. These are 3 players that played a massive part in the start of our season and where we're at currently as a club. And to get them free back, I hope by the weekend would be a massive plus.